Liberty Bowl Stadium in Memphis, Tennessee. It's the 60th edition of a college football classic, the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. And today it's the 23rd ranked 8-4 Missouri Tigers and the 6-6 Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Hi again, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome to Memphis. Alongside my partner, Dan Orlovsky, I'm Clay Matvick. Paul Carcaterra is going to be down on the sidelines. What a way to send out 2018. We've got a couple of great offenses here that know how to rock and roll. And today we happen to be in the birthplace of rock, Memphis, Tennessee.
Well done. You know, both these offenses are very similar. They spread everybody out, and automatically we think the ball is going to get thrown every single play. Not really. They both want to be a run-first oriented football team to kind of keep their efficiency offensively going. Now they put up a ton of yards, both total yards, passing yards, and points. The reason they do that is both of these staffs are fearless to throw the ball downfield. Clay, this afternoon, we're going to see the football go up over the top of defenses a lot.
It's been a good year for Barry Odom's Tigers. 8-4, 4-4 in the SEC, and they've got one of the best quarterbacks in the country, Drew Lock.
You know, Drew Lock could have gone to the NFL last year. He came back, and the marriage between him and new coordinator Derek Dooley's worked perfect for him to play better and prep for the future. Had a huge November to back end of their season. The quarterbacking has certainly caught up to the talent, and today, Clay, we get to watch him live, who could be the #1 quarterback taken in the months in the future for the NFL draft.
Yeah, he didn't even consider sitting out today. Meanwhile, for Oklahoma State, Taylor Cornelius, a pretty good gunslinger too, and he's got one of the best wide receivers in the country in Tylan Wallace.
Well, his rapport with Taylor Cornelius is huge. He's a Biletnikoff finalist. He's a guy who's outstanding at the line of scrimmage. He's probably the best deep ball receiver in all of college football, someone that I like to call a route running extraordinaire. And we'll find out early on if Missouri has anyone who can cover him one-on-one.
You know, we thought weather was going to be a real concern today. It's turning out to be a perfect afternoon for football here in Memphis, Tennessee. It rained hard all morning, came down in buckets, stopped about 1 o'clock, and it's a warm, maybe a little wet at times day. Certainly good enough for the 60th edition, the Diamond edition of the AutoZone Liberty Bowl from Memphis. Jake McClure has it on the tee for Oklahoma State. Tyler Beatty is the deep man for Missouri, as Oklahoma State won the toss and they wanted to defer. And we're underway. It's a short kick, taken at about the 16-yard line. And that's where Missouri's going to go to work, down to the 25-yard line. And Oklahoma State's going to be a little short-handed today. For more on that, let's go down to Cart.
You know, Clay, we're getting accustomed to some top players sitting out bowl games to prepare for the NFL draft. And that's the case with running back Justice Hill of Oklahoma State. He has quickness beyond belief, and he's a 3,500 career rusher. So his loss will be felt big time. But when one door closes, another opens. So enter Chuba Hubbard. He's eclipsed 100 yards rushing 2 of the last 3 games. He's a high school track star who Mike Gundy told me has tremendous upside. He's from Canada, so there's some stylistic adjustments he had to make from a physicality and spacing standpoint, but he's made those adjustments and then some. So we'll see Chuba this next time out for Oklahoma State.
And Missouri's going to be short a guy possibly today, too, out of the backfield. Demarie Crockett is a little nicked up with an ankle. Larry Roundtree is going to be carrying the mail most of the day for the Tigers. He gets the first carry for short yardage as Justin Phillips makes the tackle. You see Drew Lock out of Lee Summit, Missouri, second in school history in passing yards and touchdowns to Chase Daniel. Today is his final game in a Missouri uniform. And there is Roundtree across the 30-yard line down to their 31. Over 1,000 yards rushing for Roundtree. So even without Crockett, Missouri's in good shape in the backfield. Let's take a look at the impact players. We'll do that after this play. Missouri 3rd down and 4 on their opening series. Oklahoma State bringing some pressure. Quick release from Locke, and it's incomplete behind Jonathan Johnson. That's going to be fourth down. So Oklahoma State's defense, which has been maligned at times this season, with a nice stop. Here are the impact guys.
Yeah, they play man on third down and get off the field. But for Missouri on offense, Daniel Parker's got to have a really good day. They love to play with two tight ends. And then Jonathan Johnson, a lot of attention's going to go to Emmanuel. Have a big afternoon. And then OK State defensively, Jordan Brailford and Enoch Smith. Be disruptive. Get in the backfield. Make Drew Lock uncomfortable.
Dylan Stoner back to return this punt. It's a line drive kick from Corey Fatoni. And Stoner slipped on the wet AstroTurf, and it rolls into the end zone. And so Oklahoma State will have its first possession at the 25-yard line, a 69-yard punt by Fatoni. So our first look at Taylor Cornelius, the easygoing senior from Bushland, Texas, near Amarillo. This will be his final game as a Cowboy. He was a backup until this year. The last 3 seasons, he's been behind Mason Rudolph. Top 10 in the country in passing yards, passing touchdowns, total offense, and points responsible for. This guy has been a very pleasant surprise for Mike Gundy.
Yeah, I said he had a really good year. There's some moments they got to be better around him. They're certainly hoping for that this afternoon.
Play action. Looking to throw. Cornelius lost it. And the ball is loose. Recovered by Oklahoma State. Terry Beckner whacked it out. And Marcus Keys, the left guard for the Cowboys, was able to recover. So a big loss of 7 yards on first down.
That his pressure is huge because he's got Tylan Wallace downfield on the post route. I promise you, Mike Gundy's going to see that, and he will take his shot again. That's something OK State wants to do early on. Get formation into the boundary. Put all those numbers into the boundary. Take a deep shot. Play with some tempo. Let's see how you handle all we're going to throw at you.
Cornelius on 2nd and long will get it back to the 25-yard line. And let's take a look at the impact players as Oklahoma State has the football.
Yeah, for OK State on offense, it's got to be Chuba Hubbard and LD Brown. Their backs got to have a big day running the football.
There's a catch out to midfield, another first down for the Cowboys on this opening series, and there is the first grab for Tylan Wallace, his 80th catch of the year. Cornelius has all kinds of time. Drifting to his right, and he'll just walk it out of bounds after a pickup of 2.
Man, you're seeing it. Missouri is struggling right now with this tempo. It's something that you hear it all the time. It's really hard to simulate it in practice. They're struggling to get lined up. If you're Mike Gundy on the sidelines, and Mike Yurcich, the offense coordinator, you're watching going, okay, well, we can see Missouri struggling to handle this tempo. Let's use more and more of it.
Cornelius, he's a pretty good runner. Leads Oklahoma State with 10 rushing touchdowns. Picks up just a yard on that run to the sideline. Now he's looking to go to the air again. Floats it downfield and nearly intercepted by Cam Hilton, the strong safety. Intended for Landon Wolf, but the senior from St. Louis nearly picked it off.
Well, they're just playing a too-high safety, and Cornelius just tried to float a ball in between, really, the safety and the linebackers. Hilton doing a nice job playing high and getting downhill. Just dropped it, but this is where Missouri wants to live on defense. Let me get you into 3rd and 9, and we'll see some exotic blitz packages. Got to do a good job of understanding where people are coming from for OK State.
First incompletion for Cornelius. Now he throws over the middle, man wide open. There's Wallace again, and he rolls down to the 30-yard line. DeMarcus Acey makes the tackle. They'll move the chains.
And how about the blitz pickup by Oklahoma State's offensive line? Finds Wallace first down.
Going with speed after that 19-yard pickup. Hubbard slips down, trying to cut the corner on the right side. And again, without Justice Hill, he's going to be the focal point of that Cowboys run game. It's going to be a loss of a half yard, 2nd down.
But Oklahoma State will stay diligent with the run game. We talked about it in the open. They want to run the football. That's going to keep the Missouri 3rd down package off the field. Keep them understanding we're not scared to run the football, and also not put too much on Taylor Cornelius early.
Cornelius stepping up in the pocket, looking to run. Nothing there. Back to the original line of scrimmage. There's Jordan Elliott, the Texas transfer. Sophomore out of Missouri City, Texas. And it's going to be 3rd down and 10 for the Cowboys on their first possession here at the AutoZone Liberty Bowl.
Well, that first 3rd down, they brought pressure and played man. Unsuccessfully if you're Missouri defensively. Don't be surprised if you see some kind of zone blitz here. Make Taylor Cornelius see some coverage and pressure him at the same time.
The Cowboys have already converted on 3rd down twice on this opening series. Quick release, bobbled, gathered in, touchdown. Dylan Stoner, a 30-yard catch and run for a touchdown.
An impressive job by Cornelius. He sees the pressure. It's 0 blitz, nobody else. Everyone pressures, everyone left is in man-to-man. A little pick by the ref. Stoner doing a nice job getting inside. Touchdown, OK State, early on.
Second receiving touchdown of the year for Stoner. And here comes Matt Amendola for the extra point. And it's 7-0. Oklahoma State, so far so good on defense and offense. An 11-play, 80-yard touchdown drive. Cowboys lead here in Memphis. Great start for Oklahoma State here in Memphis as these old Big 8, Big 12 rivals get together. Number 23, Missouri, and Oklahoma State. Taylor Cornelius, 5 for 6, 75 yards passing on that drive, which covered 80 yards.
Really good on 3rd down, too. I mean, 2 big conversions on 3rd down for this offense.
Now we'll see what Drew Lock and the Tigers can do for a response. Here's Tyler Beatty, the Memphis native for Mizzou, and he's going to be stopped short of the 20. Great tradition here at the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Teams going over to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in downtown Memphis to lift up some spirits, sign some autographs. So they spotted at the 36-yard line. Lock taking a shot. Caught inside the 10 and inside the 5, Emmanuel Hall. 1st down, goal to go, Mizzou.
Well, Rodarius Williams goes out of the game for a targeting call. And what does Derek Dooley do right away? I'm going to take a shot right at the new corner Siverand. Deep ball to Emmanuel Hall, his #1 receiver. I love the aggressive play call from Derek Dooley. Your corner's out, my best guy, and your backup. Big play for Missouri's offense.
3 receivers to the right, including Lock's favorite target, Emmanuel Hall. Pushed out to the right. Lock looking to the end zone, directing traffic, throws, incomplete. Jalen Knox couldn't haul it in. There's a lot of traffic at the back of the end zone. A.J. Green, #4, the best covered corner in that secondary, in on the coverage, and it's 4th down.
We got the combo coverage, but Lock sees. He wants Knox just to stay there. The safety played over the top. He's got Jalen Knox. Beautiful ball. The young freshman finished that. But I like the movement out of the pocket for Drew Lock, something he does, move to throw, good ball placement. That's sometimes how you have to beat those coverages, kind of those 2nd and 3rd reaction plays.
So now Tucker McCann comes on for a 24-yard field goal attempt, and he bangs it through. So Missouri gets on the board, but they have to settle for 3. The Oklahoma State defense has really become a story here early on. Well, there's Barry Odom. His Tigers have to settle for 3. They get an explosive play on that last drive, a 58-yard pass from Drew Lock to Emmanuel Hall, but the Oklahoma State defense has looked good here early in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl.
Well, I mean, Oklahoma State defensively will give you yardage in between the 20s. They do such a nice job of buckling down in the red zone, which is part of their conference, right? You don't slow many people offensively down in the Big 12, but you got to play good 3rd down, red zone defense.
Tucker McCann buries it in the back of the end zone. And here's Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard bounces it to the near side. Christian Holmes brings him down. 2-yard pickup. Taylor Cornelius is a very patient guy. We know that because he waited for 4 years to get his turn to be the quarterback of the Cowboys. and he has put up really good numbers here in his one and only year as the starter.
That's great for him. Mike Gundy talked about how proud he was of him, that he kind of hung in there. Nothing was guaranteed, but he's a little bit cut from an old school cloth. He's had his opportunity, and Gundy even said, listen, he's had an awesome year for us. Kudos to Cornelius for hanging on.
About a minute 20 to go in the opening quarter. Stoner. That was read well. In the corner. And then Cale Garrett, the middle linebacker, who always does a great job getting around the football, helps out on that tackle. So now third down and fairly long for Oklahoma State. Cornelius over the middle has Stoner again. Caught at the 31, first down Cowboys. Those guys have a great connection. Cornelius and Stoner, they're roommates after all. And now on first down. Sideline grab. And that time, Tylan Wallace. That's about 6 yards.
Well, we talked about it early on, right? That Missouri was struggling with some tempo. They got in the third and long offensive. You're okay, stay okay, we'll tempo you. Big conversion.
Cornelius fakes the handoff, and he'll run close to another first down for the Pokes. Therese Hall, the weak side linebacker, brought him down.
Now, just really good coaching by Mike Gundy. That's a big thing that he likes to do in the first quarter. Just get information from you defensively. What are you going to be? What are you going to do? And then he kind of crafts his game plan as the game progresses along.
Well, Cornelius's helmet came off on that play, so Drew Brown, a junior from Argyle, Texas, comes in, and the quarter may expire before he has to take a snap. Grad transfer from Hawaii, who is going to battle for the job come springtime. Pretty good quarter for Oklahoma State. They're the underdogs in this game. The 60th edition of the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. It's 7-3 Cowboys after one.
See if Oklahoma State can go on another drive, use some tempo. Both teams got to feel good. Who's going to adjust best after that first quarter? We got a good one in Memphis.
Tickets for today's AutoZone Liberty Bowl here in Memphis, reflecting some of the greats to play and coach over the last 60 years, including the great Syracuse running back Ernie Davis. He played his last college game in 1961 here in Memphis. Of course, Davis died from leukemia in 1963. In 1963, there was a 4% survival rate from leukemia. Thanks to St. Jude Cancer Research and the great folks here in Memphis, the survival rate today is 94% in that battle against leukemia.
That's incredible impact.
Now Drew Brown is in the game at quarterback for Oklahoma State. Taylor Cornelius' helmet popped off on the last play of the first quarter. He hands off to L.D. Brown, sophomore running back from Dallas, with his first touch, and Garrett makes another tackle as Cornelius comes loping back onto the field. Second down and 7.
L.D. Brown, a very capable, complementary back to Chuba Hubbard. A little smaller in size, but able to see holes and hit them quick.
We'll fake the handoff to him. Cornelius complete inside the 40-yard line. It's Tyron Johnson, his first catch. His third season at Oklahoma State after a transfer from LSU. He gets 18, and here come the Cowboys again.
I love it. Little ball fake, find the slant, clear out the defenders. Love everything I see from the Oklahoma State offense early on.
Nothing there for L.D. Brown that time. But he's getting a lot of guys involved as Cornelius. And he's going to the air again. That one was underthrown. Short of Tyron Johnson. There's another guy who's coming back for Oklahoma State. He'll be a senior next year. Of course, Cornelius will be gone. Drew Brown, Spencer Sanders are expected to compete for the starting quarterback job next year. There's Wallace as it's third down and long, and Wallace is a guy that's likely to get a touch here.
Oh, Well, it's interesting. Last time Oklahoma State used tempo, they didn't go to it on third down, and now you're going to allow Missouri to get to some of their unique pressures.
Wallace into the slot. Cornelius looking his way, now comes back to the far side of the field. It's incomplete, intended for Johnson. It's well covered by AC. And it's fourth down for the Pokes.
AC, somebody who's had such a nice second half to his season, an all SEC conference selection by the coaches. Probably one of the best corners when it comes to pass breakups in the conference. Nice job squatting on that route, making it difficult for Cornelius to trust that throw.
So Matt Hockett comes on, trying to pin Missouri deep. This will be his second punt of the day. Good hang time. And he's going to drop this inside the 5, caught at the 3-yard line. Kima Sivaran, great job on punt coverage. Makes the catch inside the 5. And Missouri's looking at a long field when we come back to Memphis. Happy New Year and welcome back to the 2018 AutoZone Liberty Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Alongside Dan Orlovsky, I'm Clay Matvick. Paul Carcaterra down on the sidelines today here from Memphis. And there's Derek Dooley, the offensive coordinator for Missouri. You know, this Tigers offense is going to have its worst starting field position to start a drive here today. They're going to begin here at their own 3-yard line. Drew Lock has just 2 completions today. It's an offense that has sputtered to start.
Yeah, Oklahoma State has done a nice job of forcing some negative plays. That's who they are. See if they can continue to do it on this drive. Drew Lock's going to get tested here, backed up and near his own end zone.
Roundtree gives him a couple of yards of breathing room. Drew Lock 2 of 4, 72 yards. 58 came on that pass to Emmanuel Hall that set up a field goal for Tucker McCann. The only points for the Tigers so far today. This is their 4th possession. They've had 14 plays, 10 have been running plays. And here's another one. Larry Roundtree busting loose. There goes Larry Roundtree. Finally caught up with near the 40-yard line by Kima Sivaran. There's the burst that Derek Dooley was talking to you and I about last night.
Just getting that defense right on the edge to hesitate. Play slow for just enough time. Beautiful job by Drew Lock of making that read. It's not just in the pass game these quarterbacks have to do it. Part of the run game as well.
They'll spot him down at the 35. On first down, it's Roundtree again, this time a catch. Roundtree had 4 games over 100 yards this year, including the last 2 games of the regular season against Tennessee and Arkansas.
Yeah, we've talked about how impactful the backs have been. How much it's helped this offense to not have negative plays, be in control of the game. It's really benefited the whole offense, and they got one of the better offensive lines in the country.
They stay with Roundtree, and he's got another first down. Across the 45, brought down at the 47 by Rodriguez.
And that play was something that they love, these double pullers. They'll pull the backside tackle along with the tight end, a little counter action, something they rely on heavily.
4 receivers set. Roundtree moves from right to left of Locke. Locke's going to keep it. And he'll scoot ahead inside the 35-yard line.
You know, RPOs are such a big part of this offense for Missouri, the run-pass option. We asked Derek Dooley, you know, what's your throw? What's your get-out-of-jail-free card? Because if you pull it and you're wrong, you're in a bad spot. That play's a perfect example. Locke pulls it. He realizes he's wrong. Doesn't make a mistake. Just get forward and get some yards.
Get more on him in a second. This pass is incomplete. Let's go down to Clark.
Well, Clay, Malcolm Rodriguez was getting worked on by the trainers. It was his right knee. He's out of the tent right now, walking around. They'll need him. Keep in mind, Rodarius Williams is out of the game, was tossed for targeting. So a thin secondary, -2 starters right now against Drew Lock. No thanks.
And this defense is going up against Locke and a team that is now starting to find some momentum offensively. This is the 10th play of the drive for Missouri.
And don't be surprised if the run game comes into play here where they are field position-wise.
Here's Roundtree. Gets to the edge. First down and more. Lowers his head inside the 25, out at the 24. The backup safety to Malcolm Rodriguez. Colby Peel made that hit.
Yeah, now for Oklahoma State, and I appreciate all you fans at home on Twitter telling me it's Oklahoma State, not OK State. Now they got to change the way they're going to call their defense because of those injuries.
In and out of the hands of Jonathan Johnson. Incomplete.
No, really, the fans on Twitter let me know. Oklahoma State or OSU. It's not OK State. I love that. I love the fan interaction on Twitter.
Yeah, you don't mind being correct.
I want to talk about their school and their program the way they want it to be talked about.
Well, Jim Knowles' defense is being tested right now. 2nd down and 10. 9.5 to go here in the first half. Pitch out to Roundtree. Nice cut. Gets to the 16-yard line. Third down.
Talk about the cut, but watch the block by Paul Adams out front, the right tackle. That's what allows Roundtree to set up a little bit, snip inside. Easy run.
That was not an easy run. That was hard for Roundtree, but he muscles through for the first down. Missouri 3 for 3 now on 3rd down in this drive. They stick with Roundtree. Well, the right arm of Drew Lock is impressive, no doubt. But right now, they are going with the ground game because it's working.
Well, they got backs. They got an offensive line that's great. Cologne Castillo, Pendleton, Wallace Sims. Those interior guys are pushing Oklahoma State around a little bit up front.
15th play of the series. Roundtree is hit. Stays on his feet. We're going to have another 3rd down coming up as Missouri can pick up the first down inside the 2-yard line.
And Walter Sheed doing a nice job of just following Daniel Parker, the tight end. So now, you know, that last 3rd down, a couple of drives ago from Missouri, we talked about that combo coverage from Oklahoma State. You got to find your one-on-one. That play was Kendall Blanton. Do you have a route where he can win one-on-one? You got to anticipate that combo again. It's got to be Blanton or it's got to be the back.
Looked like there was some movement on the near side for Missouri. No penalty flag. Touchdown. Dominic Jacinto. A true freshman with the catch in the corner of the end zone. And the Tigers take their first lead.
Good coverage beater here. Jacinto to the back corner. They just occupied the corner just for a second, able to get behind them. Locke with enough air on that throw. But that drive was about 3rd down conversions, the run game, and then capitalizing in the red zone.
2nd touchdown catch of the year for Jacinto. And McCann's extra point goes through. They got a piece of that, but unable to block it, and Missouri now leads it 10-7. The Tigers 4 for 4 on 3rd down on that drive, which covered 16 plays, 97 yards. Back at the AutoZone Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee, where Drew Lock is getting lathered up now, and that is scary for Oklahoma State, as he has thrown his first touchdown pass of the day, his 26th of the year. You know, we've talked about his numbers, not as flashy as last year. Of course, that was going to be hard to live up to after what he did his junior season. But he thinks all in all, he's a better quarterback.
Well, he's certainly better equipped to go play in the NFL. He has learned football, the whys, how to handle stuff at the line of scrimmage, coverage, all that.
Now you need some breaks to go your way to win bowl games. 7:49 to go before half. 10-7 Missouri with its first lead. Now we'll see what Taylor Cornelius and the Cowboys can do. Draw play to Chuba Hubbard. Finds a lot of room up the middle. Into plus territory, down to the 44 of Missouri. Boy, there's that track star speed that Carton was talking about at the top of the broadcast.
Beautiful draw play, hole open up. Chuba Hubbard hits it, speed downhill.
21-yard pickup. They give it to him again. Hubbard just moving the pile. Also has great power, a tremendous combination of speed and power for the redshirt freshman from Alberta.
That's what they said about you back in your high school days, man. A tremendous combination of speed and power. No, I mean a really, really talented kid that they are so high on. If he really continues to learn American football, this game, how to run, he's going to be a special player for the Pokes.
Boy, what a hit. Ball comes loose. It's going to be incomplete. Christian Holmes, who leads Missouri in passes defended, one of the better corners in the SEC, throwing his weight around.
And his eyes on the quarterback, sees the ball out of Cornelius' hands and drives right through Landon Wolf. Nice job of playing zone corner right there. And if you're Cornelius, Gundy, you got to think of that play in the future. Say, okay, if you're going to be that aggressive, I want to hit you with one of those hole shots. Now on third down here, Missouri's just played a lot of man coverage early on. Looks like they're in man again. Tyler Wallace, you got to win one-on-one. Cornelius
Lobs it up to Wallace along the sideline. Double coverage, penalty flag. Now DeMarcus Acey may have interfered.
Holding. Defense, number 2. 10-yard penalty to be forced from the previous line of scrimmage. Automatic. First down.
You were licking your chops. Couldn't wait for that AC Wallace matchup here in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl.
I mean, it's a little ticky-tacky to me. He's got hands on him. Yes, he kind of pulls on that right hip right at the end. That's solid coverage, but if you get that hip, I mean, I expect Wallace to win those. AC with a little tug on the right hip.
So a break for the Cowboys. First down from the 19. LD Brown in the backfield. Cornelius getting some pressure. Gets rid of it. And he'll just throw it out of the end zone. Walter Palmore and Akil Byers, part of that Missouri defensive line. In fact, Palmore, Missouri's interior lineman of the year, they heated up Cornelius pretty good that time.
Yeah, really good internal pressure by Byers. I do like the throw away from Cornelius. We've seen on tape when he's gotten out of the pocket a couple times this year, gets a little reckless with the ball. Let yourself get in a second down. You got good enough players.
Wallace to the bottom of your screen. Cornelius pumps to the left. He's under pressure again, gets away. On the hook, inside the 15, inside the 10, and whipped out of bounds. How about that run by Taylor Cornelius?
How about the block by the Biletnikoff finalist, Tyler Wallace? Just watch the bottom of our screen. He's going to come, see his quarterback running around. There's going to be a big block. Yeah!
Tyron Johnson. Yes, touchdown. And the Cowboys regain the lead.
Yeah, what a nice job by Taylor Cornelius. Seeing he gets that one-on-one. Let me throw it up to Tyron Johnson. Enough air. See how high that ball was out of the screen? Enough air to allow his body to adjust. A little hand fight, but the finish.
Here's Amendola's extra point. 9 plays, 65 yards in 2 minutes and 18 seconds. The quick strike Cowboys picking on DeMarcus Acey. Second team All-SEC corner. He had a tough series. It's 14-10 Pokes.
They get to go to the game?
Yes.
They better for staying up there.
Touchback. Lock on first down, gives it to Roundtree, bouncing, still moving his feet. He'll get 4. The last series for the Tigers went 97 yards in 16 plays. It was Jacinto with the touchdown catch. Lock now 6 of 10, 88 yards and a touchdown. Headed to the Senior Bowl January 26th in Mobile. Receiver screen, Jonathan Johnson met immediately at the 30-yard line. He'll get a couple. And so here's another third down for Mizzou.
McAllister doing an awesome job from the safety level coming down. You know, Missouri for third down so far. We saw Jacinto with the touchdown catch. The other two conversions they have are runs. I don't see this as a rundown right now. Looks like Oklahoma State's going to be in man-to-man. Don't be surprised if you like to see a little slip screen from somebody.
Here comes the Oklahoma State pressure. Picked up pretty well. Locke. Wide open is Jacinto. He had a couple of steps on the defender. Big gain for Missouri.
They clear it out with Blanton on a shallow. He comes across. The defender follows. How about the ball placement by Drew Locke? Leading Jacinto perfectly. Man trail underneath. Awesome throw in man coverage by Locke.
25-yard reception for Jacinto. Roundtree. Big first down and much more. Finally ripped down in the secondary before he gets to the 22-yard line.
Following in that big offensive line, a couple double teams by Pendleton and Wallace Sims. Roundtree having a big night in between the tackles. A little signal out to the receiver. You might like a one-on-one matchup up top.
Play fake to Roundtree. Throw to Blanton. Kendall Blanton made the catch. Oh, pretty. The senior from Blue Springs, Missouri, made that grab around Edison Magruder. Just the second touchdown catch of the year for Blanton, who's got extra duty today because Albert O is out. And how about that play?
And you saw Locke at the line of scrimmage, know the coverage, knew the pressure was coming. I'm going to have one-on-one matchups with somebody. And then it's like recess, Clay, when you're a kid. Whose guy is better than somebody else? My guy's better than your guy. I like that matchup. Obviously, he loved Blanton on that seam. Little fadeaway throw and then a one-arm finish.
Back-to-back touchdown drives for Missouri. That one happened fast, too, in under 2 minutes. And he missed it. Tucker McCann with a missed extra point. And it stays a 2-point game. Just the second missed PAT for McCann this year. It's a 16-14 lead for Missouri, with Oklahoma State receiving the second half kickoff. So they'll start with the football after halftime. 4 lead changes in the first 30 minutes.
Oklahoma State's got to figure out a way to get Tyler Wallace going, right? Doesn't have a lot of touches so far, and Missouri all defensively done a nice job. Continue to lean on that run game. This game will come down to who makes a mistake or who makes a play in the fourth quarter.
Let's go down to Kark.
Coach, what allowed your offense to find its groove in that second quarter?
I think more than anything, the ability to run the ball. We've got to be able to do that to open up some things. They're playing really well. We knew third down, some of the things we probably were going to get. We've got to be able to establish the line of scrimmage.
Oklahoma State's offense can be scary at times. They average 38 points a game. Where will they challenge you the most in the second half?
Really, every square yard of the field, you got to defend it. They've got a good balance going right now. We've got to be better on third downs.
The band's coming. I'll let you get out of here.
Thank you.
We've come to halftime here at the 60th annual AutoZone Liberty Bowl, and Missouri leads by a couple at the half. We're going to send it back to the studio now, and the Mercedes-Benz halftime report with Reese, Desmond, and David right after these messages. Welcome back to the 2018 AutoZone Liberty Bowl. There's some rhythm and blues. Here in the home of the blues, Memphis, Tennessee. The Four Tops performing the halftime show. Welcome back to the 60th annual AutoZone Liberty Bowl. We're at 16-14 Missouri at the half. And Oklahoma State is going to have the football here to start. Let's go look at the first half stats brought to us by ServPro. And fairly even in the first half. It was more defensive in the first half maybe than we thought it would be.
Yeah, certainly neither big-time receiver got hot with Emmanuel Hall for Missouri and then Tyler Wallace for Oklahoma State. But Missouri ran the ball very well, and that's what allowed them to control that first half. Oklahoma State's defense playing so well in the first half. Who can make a play in the fourth quarter to swing momentum?
So the Cowboys down a couple, start at their own 25 here in the second half. Taylor Cornelius is going to be incomplete on first down. Let's go down to Paul Carcaterra.
Opportunities in the run game with Chuba Hubbard. That's what Mike Gundy told me has to happen in this second half. He thinks that the Oklahoma State offense and their tempo has thrown Missouri and their defense for a little bit of a loop, so continued tempo as well. And then on the defensive end, they're struggling a little bit, he feels, in man coverage, Dan. Obviously, the run game has been huge for Missouri, but on the outside, you got Drew Lock. Man coverage has been a little bit of a concern with 2 guys down.
Cornelius flares it out to Chuba Hubbard, and he's got the first down. Hubbard, 6 carries, 31 yards, rushing in the first half. That's his second catch.
And a little swing out to Hubbard. They brought the receiver down. He's part of the block. Get out to him, and then to a quick completion to Tyron Johnson. So, you know, we talked about some tempo and how it helped the Oklahoma State offense. They tried to get Tylan Wallace involved early. We see tempo here again.
Cornelius sets and throws, and that is caught at the 44-yard line by Wallace. Like you said, we'll see how much more he can get involved here in the second half. That's a 12-yard pickup. Cornelius complete again. Wallace took a huge shot there for Macy. Stays on his feet to get the first down.
That shot's actually on Wallace because Cornelius put the ball on his left shoulder. As a receiver, always turn to where your quarterback throws you. Cornelius had kind of put him to hope that he would turn inside. He turns outside. Pretty good collision with AC, but wide open. So they're moving Wallace around a little bit right now, hoping to get him some touches. I love seeing that from Mike Gundy and Yurcich.
Cornelius now 17 of 27, 179 yards passing. They'll go back to Hubbard here as Cale Garrett makes another tackle.
I want to go back to the thought of moving Tylan Wallace around because he didn't have a lot of touches in the first half. Usually they don't move him a ton on first and second down. He started this half on the left side of the field. Now we saw him go get a completion on the right side of the field. Then they put him in the slot. Now he's back on the left side of the field. Really good coaching here, getting your star player in favorable matchups.
After 5 straight passes, that was the first run. They're going to go back to the air. Cornelius on the run, throwing. Wallace hung on and made the catch at the 10-yard line despite tough resistance there from AC and company.
And Wallace moves the pocket. Cornelius moves the pocket, but watch Wallace lean, and then the strong hands. Ball placement's huge by Taylor Cornelius.
Cornelius throws again. Wallace's way. Penalty flag comes out. Holmes is pleading his case.
You might say it was uncatchable, a little bit behind him, but
I think that's the case.
Ruling on the field that there is no defensive pass interference since the pass was uncatchable.
Yep.
Second down.
AC was called for a pass interference in the first half, and it looked like Holmes was going to get a PI here, but they said it was uncatchable.
yeah, you know, seeing a replay, I agree with that. That ball's thrown behind. I don't see that Wallace can stop and somehow reach back 4 or 5 feet behind him.
Hubbard and Brown in the backfield on second down and goal. It is Chuba Hubbard looking for room on the near side. And he is stretched out to the sideline. After a 1-yard pickup, Tyree Gillespie, who Ryan Walters loves. He's the defensive coordinator for Missouri. It's now a 3rd down and goal here for Oklahoma State on their first possession of the second half. This is play number 10 coming up on the series.
Be interesting to see because 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Missouri, in these situations, likes to rush 3 guys and drop 8. See if they play some coverage, but you got to find a soft spot in the zone if you're Oklahoma State offensively. Look for Tylan Wallace or Tyron Johnson in the soft spot.
Cornelius on the move, caught by Wallace. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Just camping out on the end line. Makes the grab to cap the drive.
Watch the back of the end zone. So Cornelius knows that's that soft area right behind those safeties. A little bit of move to avoid traffic in the pocket, but so smart by Tylan Wallace, just hanging out back there. You put somebody in front of the safety, a little out by the tight end. His eyes look, moved by the quarterback, receiver in the back of the end zone.
And Amendola tacks on the extra point. 12th receiving touchdown of the year for Tylan Wallace, the All-American, and Oklahoma State goes back in front in Memphis.
Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy is stylistically a legend, and he's an inspiration as well. There is a look at Tevin Long, one of the ball boys for Oklahoma State. He told me he was inspired by Mike Gundy's mullet. And guys, Tevin's got some flow. He told me also, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Some good lettuce, man. There's some good lettuce hanging out of the back.
That'll look good on Beale Street later tonight during the New Year's Eve celebration. Oklahoma State regains the lead. It's now 21-16. We've had 5 lead changes in the 60th edition of the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. This is returnable for Tyler Beatty, the Memphis, Tennessee native. Gets it across the 20 down to the 21. 4 catches for 51 yards for Wallace on that drive. Drew Lock hits Jalen Knox. Knox lost the football. Scooped up by the Cowboys. They've got it. Penalty flag comes out. We may have our first turnover of the game. Edison McGruder, the safety, knocked it loose. Phillips recovered for the Cowboys. We'll see what the penalty marker's about.
We talked about it. What defense? Both defense played so well.
Rolling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. 1st and 10, Oklahoma State. After the play, sideline warning. Oklahoma State, their first of the game.
A sideline warning. But Jalen Knox coughing it up. That's their first turnover of the football game.
Magruder downhill, the senior from Houston, puts his helmet right on the football, just underneath that arm, carrying it for Jalen Knox, pops out, and really the almost horrific start from Missouri, scored on, quick turnover.
You know, Missouri hasn't had a turnover issue really this year, with the exception of the 3 straight losses to Georgia, South Carolina, and Alabama. They turned it over 8 times in that 3-game span. They turn it over here, giving Oklahoma State great field position, and it's Chuba Hubbard running out of bounds. And Oklahoma State has a ton of momentum right now.
Missouri lucky there's no horse collar there. It looked like a little tug inside the jersey there. But now Oklahoma State really starting to feel good offensively, kind of dictating to Missouri what you're going to do.
First down carry for Hubbard. Oklahoma State at the 16 of Missouri. That's Britton Abbott, the Cowboy back that goes in motion, sets up on the left side. Hubbard behind a good block, spins inside the 5, down to the 4. Walter Palmore finally got him to the turf. First down, goal to go, Cowboys.
You know, they motioned Britton Abbott over, and Missouri never made an adjustment numbers-wise on defense. And they had such good leverage up front, such good numbers advantage in the run game. You got double team out front with Galloway and Keys, and that's what creates that huge hole for Hubbard.
Hubbard now 10 carries, 58 yards. He's in the backfield to the right of Cornelius. It is Hubbard again. Has room, has the end zone, touchdown. And the Cowboys make Missouri pay for the turnover.
You hear me say it all the time, Clay. It's not necessarily just about turnovers. What do you do when you get it? Oklahoma State gets it. Couple big runs, and Hubbard with the finish.
Largest lead of the game for either team. It's a 12-point spread now as Oklahoma State capitalizes on the Jalen Knox fumble. Chuba Hubbard taking it in. And the Cowboys lead it 28-16 here in Memphis. Last Wednesday, the teams went to the Memphis Grizzlies game at FedEx Forum. Mike Gundy, Barry Odom there, and Executive Director of the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Steve Earhart, and Grizzlies GM Chris Wallace presenting the jerseys. Beautiful night for football here in Memphis, Tennessee, as Mike Gundy's squad has opened up a 12-point lead.
Big turnover. Found a way to score off the turnover. Plenty of time for Drew Lock and the Missouri offense. Continue to rely on that run game and then see if you can get Emmanuel Hall a little bit more part of your offense right now.
You know, Barry Odom has done a good job building up the offensive line, the defensive line since he has taken over the Mizzou program. He felt to compete in the SEC, we got to start there. Drew Lock on first down and a mile is complete. The O-line very good. It returned all 5 starters this year, and they've kept Drew Lock clean in the pocket. Coming into this game, they had only allowed 13 sacks on the year.
And part of it is the scheme of their offense, too. You know, they've done a nice job of getting the ball out of Lock's hands. He's run it really well. But, man, 2nd and 20 or so right now. You can't rely on your run game that much.
Lock, Roundtree, and 3rd down.
And this is why I don't like that call. First of all, you got a great quarterback. You got really good weapons. And I've said this before, Clay. You run a run play, you get 7 yards. It's still going to be 3rd and 13. A 7-yard run is a good play. Now it's still going to be 3rd and long.
Pressure picked up. Man wide open, first down. Barrett Bannister rolls inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. The redshirt freshman from Fayetteville, Arkansas, with a catch at 38 yards.
How about the eyes from Locke? He moves in the pocket just a little bit while staring to his left. That gets everybody to move, and then he wraps Bannister around. Really, really big-time play by Locke. Moving at safety, peeking to his left and finding Bannister.
That's one thing about these bowl practices. Guys that didn't make a big impact during the regular year, a lot of times freshmen show up in these bowl games. Barrett Bannister with his first catch of the year. Larry Roundtree, as they go back to the ground game, picks up 7. That's the thing. These coaches so often are more excited about the extra bowl practices than anything else. That was the case with Mike Gundy. 16 extra practices? Are you kidding me? We'll take it.
That's a big deal, because you start to prepare for the future. You get extra guys reps. Reps are such a big thing. Experience teaches you so much.
Play fake. Lock. Man open. Knox. Touchdown. Jalen Knox. But there is a marker down back at the 35-yard line. He may have just made up for it.
Holding. Offense.
No.
71. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And that's the 2nd penalty on Pendleton in this series. So take the points off the board.
I was just going to say, what an impressive drive and answer from Missouri and Jalen Knox. Just the left guard, 5th-year senior, just lost his balance. Those are really difficult calls for those officials, too. Once you see a guy go to the ground, someone falls on him, I think it's almost instinct for those guys to throw a flag.
So now 2nd and 14. They get backed up. There's Bannister again. He is cut down quickly by A.J. Green. 3rd down. And about 12.
Well, the last 3rd down before the half, Jim Knowles played cover 3. Missouri didn't convert. That last 3rd down, when he hit Bannister on the crosser, was cover 3 again. Does Derek Dooley have another cover 3 beater, and does Jim Knowles switch up his coverage? He's played so much middle field open cover 2. Right now, it looks like it could be a cover 3 or a man-to-man. Who's going to win?
Here comes the Oklahoma State defense, chasing Locke around. Got it away. Caught! Jonathan Johnson. Down to the 14-yard line. Drew Lock, great patience waiting for his receiver to get open.
Well, Pendleton got beat, but woohoo, that's a big-time play, Clay. Drew Lock has put a lot on tape today that NFL scouts are going to absolutely love. That play might be the best one.
And now 1st and 10 from the 14, back to Roundtree, spinning out of tackles, gets it down to the 10. And now Drew Lock, over 12,000 yards passing in his career. Only the second SEC quarterback to do so. Of course, Aaron Murray out in front of everybody, the great Georgia quarterback. But Drew Lock trying to lead his team back here in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, his final game at Mizzou. Roundtree bouncing off of bodies again. It'll be 3rd down and a long 3 coming up. As Edison, Magruder, and Phillips combined on that stop.
I think the thing that's been most impressive out of Lock tonight, he's played his biggest on 3rd down. He has made some huge 3rd down throws. We've seen it in the red zone. He's going to need another one now. We talked about how Oklahoma State loves the combo. That combo coverage, they're so good down in the red zone. Let's see if Missouri can get a matchup. Can they find that guy that could be in one-on-one coverage? 3 down front right now. They might try to pop a run.
Knox goes in motion to the right. Lock looking his way. Now comes back over the middle. Incomplete. He's trying to find Knox coming back to the middle of the field. And so now it's 4th down.
They had him. You gave Knox just a little double move. You put him in front of the linebacker, hesitate for a second. He thinks you're sitting down, and then you go over the top. Lock, all he needed to do was put a little air on that ball, throw it up high, face masker higher in the back of the end zone. It would have been an easy touchdown.
So Mizzou had converted 7 of its last 8 on 3rd down. Oklahoma State with the stop, and McCann comes out for a 26-yarder. He's hit from 24. And it's the 2nd time here today that Mizzou has had to settle for a field goal. They make it a single-digit deficit. 28-19, Oklahoma State with the lead here in the 3rd quarter. Marked an end to a remarkable career. Alabama head coach Paul Bear Bryant roaming the sidelines for the final time. Alabama won the game 21-15 over Illinois. The 323rd win for the Bear and the last in his Hall of Fame career. Fair catch called for, and they'll bring it out to the 25. That was Landon Wolf. Next year, Clemson transfer Kelly Bryant is going to run the offense. Again, a big coup for Barry Odom. But Barry was telling you and I yesterday, I want to win this game for a lot of reasons. The biggest is for Drew Lock. I want him to go out with a W. And now Oklahoma State going back to earth. Cornelius is run out of bounds and run out hard by Terez Hall. Cart?
Well, flag is down here, Clay, but you're talking about Drew Lock. How about the 5th-year senior, Taylor Cornelius? This kid bet on himself. All-state in basketball, baseball, and football. Broke the record in the school high jump, but he was 175 pounds, and he had 0 offers. He came to Oklahoma State. He waited his time. 5 years later, 50 pounds later, he's in the biggest spot in his career.
Add to the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 51. Foul being forced from the end of the run. 2nd down.
That's an Arlington Hambright. And that's the 5th penalty against the Cowboys.
I mean, first of all, there's certainly a little extra finish from Terez Hall there.
But then Hambright came in and made matters worse for Oklahoma State, number 51.
Every offensive lineman and offensive line coach in the country is going to go, Hambright, you did the right thing. I'm telling you, he did the right thing. He's sticking up for his quarterback right there.
Junior from Ypsilanti, Michigan. Backs the Pokes up to their own 13-yard line. 2nd down and a ton. They'll dump it off short to Chuba Hubbard. Gets behind some blockers, gets across the 21 and gets pasted. There's the mastermind of the offense, Mike Yursich.
Getting some NFL interest, right?
He's getting a lot of interest. All over the place, he's a hot name. But he has stayed loyal to Mike Gundy, who hired him away from Division II Shippensburg 6 years ago. Cornelius lofting it up. Contact in the secondary again. How about Tyron Johnson coming down with the catch, but there is a flag down at the 22.
It's offsides. Missouri has shown this on tape a little bit to jump off sides on third down. Cornelius uses cadence, knows he's got a free play to Tyron Johnson downfield, and an awesome catch.
Defense, number 95. Penalties decline, the result of the play. First down.
What a catch by Tyron Johnson. 32-yard reception. This is a star-type play.
He's falling down. Catching the ball, falling down, fully extended, and then the wherewithal, the awareness to pull it into his belly, secure the catch.
They just keep churning out receivers at Oklahoma State. 3 guys who are on the team last year went to the NFL. NFL talent on this roster this year. Cornelius going deep down the middle, has a man, caught, touchdown. It's Johnson with another pretty play. He just took over this series. A 46-yard touchdown pass from Taylor Cornelius.
Taylor Cornelius saying, hey, Drew Lock, not so fast. I can play a little bit too. Move the pocket, man, running full speed. Back across his body. That's about a 50-yard launch downfield to Tyron Johnson. This Oklahoma State offense so hard to stop when your quarterback is seeing the field, he's being aggressive, and receivers are making plays downfield.
4th touchdown pass for Cornelius. It's a quick drive. In 1:12, the Cowboys get it in the end zone. 4 plays, 75 yards. And now the lead is 35-19.
And watch Bledsoe, the safety. They're going to move the pocket to Cornelius, so he's going to roll out. He's a safety in middle field right now. Stare him. Stare to Tyler Walls. Just get him out enough, and that's what opens that middle field, that downfield shot to Tyron Johnson. So that move the pocket, and then Cornelius staring to his right to Tyler Walls opens up the middle of the field for Tyron Johnson. Man, how impressive has the play calling been from Oklahoma State this second half? They got Tyler Walls involved a bunch, and then some shots downfield.
And they're missing 3 offensive starters. Justice Hill, who we talked about, their star running back, sitting this game out. Jelani Woods, their starting tight end, is nicked up. And right guard Larry Williams sitting the game out. He's prepping for the draft. And that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. A 3rd quarter that saw Oklahoma State outscore Mizzou 21-3. They've got the lead going to the 4th here in the 60th edition of the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. 35-19 Cowboys here in Memphis. Welcome back to the 2018 AutoZone Liberty Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. From Liberty Bowl Stadium in Memphis, Tennessee. Great Missouri contingent here. We're only 3 hours from St. Louis. Pretty good Oklahoma State crowd too. And it's 35-19 Cowboys. Big moment for the Mizzou defense. They hadn't given up more than 28 points since October 20th to Memphis. They've given up 35, and Cornelius and company was looking for more until that pick. Locke now taking a shot. They got it. Foot race. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Jonathan Johnson. 86 yards. But there is a penalty flag. Jonathan Johnson. The Memphis, Tennessee native having a nice day here today, especially with Emmanuel Hall nicked up. And just like that, the game's momentum has swung again. Out of the hold of Corey Fatoni. This time it's true. And the lead is 9 for Oklahoma State with 14:41 to go at the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Jonathan Johnson in front of family and friends with an 86-yard touchdown catch and run. And fair catch called for. Oklahoma State will have it at the 25. Well, there is a lot of time left in this game. 14:41 to go. Cornelius and Oklahoma State going back to work. They'll run it right up the middle. It's a good one, close to the first down for Hubbard as we go down to Card.
You know, after that last interception that Cornelius threw that resulted into a Missouri touchdown, I watched him on the sideline. He was emotionless. No facial expression. No teammates went up to him. And I'll tell you, it's a positive thing, because when you talk to Mike Gundy, he calls Cornelius an 80s, 90s, old school throwback and a tough son of a gun.
That's kind of what Gundy is. That's why he likes him. His 12th interception thrown this year. Missouri turns it into points. Both teams have capitalized on turnovers as Cornelius kind of stumbles down there. Did he get enough for the first down? I don't think so. So it'll be third down and short, very short. He just slipped. But they'll pick it up as Cornelius, who's been a very good runner throughout the year, moves the chains. Oklahoma State leading 35-26, a game where Mike Gundy's team is the underdog.
They're playing like it. They are playing inspired football, both really on offense and on defense. And this is a team that, with the win, they get their 13th straight winning season. This is a program that has been built to be one of the better ones in the country year in, year out, certainly in the Big 12.
Yeah, they haven't had a losing season since '05. That was Gundy's first year. Hubbard, great moves. He's got the first down and more. Finally ushered out of bounds near the 30-yard line by Tyree Gillespie. What a run by Chuba Hubbard. No Justice Hill, but Hubbard has been just fine carrying this Oklahoma State running game today.
And I know Justice Hill is a big-time player, but man, to get to see Chuba Hubbard and what he's going to be for the future of this football program, you're sitting there going, man, this could be a blessing in disguise in a way, that we've gotten to see this kid get the brunt of the carries for this bowl game.
He's over 100 yards now, 116 on 14 carries. As L.D. Brown checks in. Hubbard catching his breath. Cornelius pumps. All kinds of time to throw. Now forced out of the pocket. Chased all the way to the sideline. He'll get rid of it. And it is intercepted. Cam Hilton again. Second interception. As Cornelius forced that one into the end zone and Hilton picked it off.
The ruling on the field was that the quarterback was still in bounds when he released the pass.
It's almost that same play as the previous pick by Hilton. Cornelius doing a great job of hanging in the pocket, offensive line giving him protection. But let this play die. You did it in the first half. But back-to-back drives, just trying to do too much, trying to be the hero, trying to make the hero play. And it burns your football team. And that's very close on the sideline by Turner.
Cam Hilton, who has played all over the field during his Missouri career, with his second pick of Cornelius here in the half. But give an assist to Chris Turner. He had the pressure on Cornelius, chasing him all the way to the sideline.
Yeah, relentless. And it forced that decision by Cornelius. And now Drew Lock has another opportunity off the turnover.
He'll backpedal, throwing deep, looking for Johnson again. This one lands incomplete. But how about Derek Dooley going for the jugular on first down?
As they should. Go be aggressive. It worked last drive. One thing I will say, I haven't liked seeing the fadeaway so much by Drew Lock. Like, keeps fading away from his throws. No need to. Step in, launch it downfield.
How excited was Derek Dooley when we talked to him last night about being back in the SEC, working with Drew Lock, with Kelly Bryant coming. Trying to come back down 9. Oh, what a hit! Kima Siverand just laid out Dominic Jacinto, and you hope Jacinto's okay.
Incomplete pass.
Grad transfer from Texas A&M. Kima Cimarran, 6'1", 200 pounds, and he just tattooed Dominic Jacinto.
And that's on Drew Lock. As a quarterback, when you're throwing that ball out to the flat, you have to see that corner playing cover 2, squat corner. You gotta make sure you see him.
2 receivers to the right. They pitch it to Roundtree. Escapes a tackle. Gets to midfield. Still on his feet. To the 30. To the 20. Has a blocker. Goodbye touchdown. 55 yards for Roundtree.
Turnovers and big plays. Back-to-back turnovers. He scored on the first one. Now a little option pitch. Edison Magruder misses the open field tackle. Some nice blocking downfield by Missouri's skill receivers and Roundtree. Enough speed for the score.
And now Barry Odom is going to go for the PAT again. He has Tucker McCann out there. Again, he has missed an extra point kick tonight. This to make it a 2-point difference. Fatoni handles another fairly high snap. This time gets it down, and McCann buries it. 35-33, under 12 minutes to go. Missouri has scored 14 points in 38 seconds.
Well, they've scored on 2 turnovers. I just love the fact that watch the effort downfield by the Missouri skill receivers. Jalen Knox, the true freshman, fumbled himself, blocking downfield to get Roundtree in the end zone. And how quickly it turned. Oklahoma State had the 3rd quarter. It seems like Missouri's owned the 4th quarter, and now we got a good one.
53rd all-time meeting, 2nd bowl meeting in the last 5 years between Missouri and Oklahoma State. Missouri beat Oklahoma State in the 2014 Cotton Bowl, and now trying to come from behind. Cornelius hands off. Here goes Chuba Hubbard back to work. Cuts it up. Gets across the 30 and dives ahead to the 33-yard line where Oliver brings him down to the turf. Another excellent run by Hubbard on 1st down.
I think the thing that's been most impressive for him tonight is his ability to break some tackles. I anticipated him to be fast, saw his speed on tape, but just his lower half being strong enough to run through some arm tackles.
He's got 125 on the ground on 15 carries. Plus a touchdown. He went over 100 this year against the Sooners and scored 3 touchdowns in the Bedlam game. And that's a 1st down for Hubbard as Cale Garrett makes the tackle. So what is the strategy here for Oklahoma State?
Well, you've got to take a shot if you're Cornelius and Mike Yursich offensively. Take a shot downfield on these low safeties at some point here on 1st or 2nd down.
No, keep it on the ground. Spinning across the 40 is Hubbard, and it'll be Garrett with another tackle. That's a gain of 4. So at least for now, Oklahoma State leaning to the conservative side with a 2-point lead as we go under 8 minutes.
You're going to run your offense. If you're Mike Gundy and Mike Yursich, you're going to run your offense. Continue to utilize clock, but man, there's so much time left. You've seen the explosiveness of Missouri, but look, their safeties are low. You're going to use a play-action shot at some point down the field.
And here it is. Cornelius getting heated up, incomplete. Tried to dump it off to the safety valve, Hubbard. 458 yards of offense for Cornelius and the Cowboys. They average 500, 10th in the nation. And now a 3rd down and fairly long for Mike Yursich, the offensive coordinator.
And so much early on was man pressure. Here came man pressure from Missouri. Stoner was the guy that Taylor Cornelius went to. He's got man again. Get man across the board, and here comes some pressure. Find your matchup that you like.
They'll run it. Hubbard finds room. 1st down and much more into Missouri territory. What a game for Chuba Hubbard. Redshirt freshman stepping up in the absence of Justice Hill.
Really what a call by Mike Yurcich. Realizes that here comes the pressure. Anderson loops inside. A call will run right into it. Gutsy third down play call.
It's a career high for Chuba Hubbard, 145 yards. Of course, it's been a short career, just a handful of games, but he has been fantastic. Out in the flat, this is Landon Wolf plucking away, and he steps out at the 43. Chuba Hubbard, former track star from Canada. I mean, this is turning out to be an incredible find for the Oklahoma State coaching staff. Cornelius down the sideline as a man wide open. It's Tyron Johnson, still on his feet, finally brought down at the 17-yard line. Tyron Johnson also having himself a great game. He's over 100 yards receiving with a couple of touchdowns.
It's a little double move off the play that they just used. A little quick wide receiver screen fake and go down the sideline.
After his 26-yard gain, they go back to Johnson. Keep moving the football. This time it's a 7-yard gain down to the 10. Boy, a touchdown here for Oklahoma State would be devastating to Missouri, who seemingly had all the momentum there for a while. Now Cornelius to the end zone. Contact, incomplete, no penalty marker. That battle between the two number 2s, Wallace and AC. This time it lands incomplete. They've been going at it all night.
Yeah, they're going to continue to put Wallace out there. They're taking 3 receivers on the left hash, putting them into the boundary, and leaving Wallace out there to the field by himself. Saying, if you're going to cover him one-on-one, we're going to continue to take our shots.
This has been the longest drive of the day for Oklahoma State. 14th play of the series coming up. Hubbard in the backfield. Cowboy back Britton Abbott is out there too. Cornelius, incomplete. 4th down. He wanted Hubbard.
That was an incredible play by AC, because it's man-to-man. He should be following his receiver down inside on the left side of our screen, but he just senses, feels that lineman coming out. He feels Hubbard releasing, falls off his receiver, and is there to make the play. He should have never been in that picture. Beautiful play call by Yurcich. Just a really aware play by the junior out of Dallas, DeMarcus AC.
Big field goal attempt for Matt Amendola. 15 for 21 on the year. Along of 48, this from 27. And it's good. And the lead is now 5 for the Cowboys with 5:54 to go. So Drew Lock and the Tigers will be back on the field when we come back in a 1-score game here in Memphis. The AutoZone Liberty Bowl, 38-33. Oklahoma State leading with 5:54 to go. Drew Lock in Missouri ready to get it back. Oklahoma State trying to avoid its first losing season since 2005. That was Mike Gundy's first season at Oklahoma State. Barry Odom and the Tigers trying to come back, get to their 9th win on the year. Happy New Year, everybody. Alongside Dan Orlovsky and Paul Carcaterra, I'm Clay Matvick from the 60th annual AutoZone Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee. Let's see if the future NFL star can bring the Tigers back. That's going to be incomplete on 1st down. He wanted Jalen Knox, who was ripping up the sideline, trying to get away from the defender. Again, no Emmanuel Hall, the favorite target of Drew Lock, has been banged up.
Jim Knowles continues to play man-to-man for Oklahoma State's defense. Ball's doing a nice job of squeezing Jalen Knox to the sideline.
Pressure coming off the edge. Picked up nicely. Lock is complete on the slant. Into plus territory is Johnson. And they'll mark him down at the 43 of Oklahoma State, a gain of 32.
Well, it's man again. Watch Blanton cross your screen. That takes the linebacker away. That opens up that hole for Jonathan Johnson. Jim Knowles got to start thinking about man play, maybe playing some zone. You're not matching up right now.
They'll go back to Roundtree, who's been spectacular. Look at that run. spinning out of a tackle and lunging ahead to the 35-yard line, a pickup of 8 yards. Jarek Bernard, the safety, finally got him down.
And a really nice balance by Roundtree again. Displayed so many traits tonight that are so encouraging for his future.
Big Cowboys contingent here in Memphis. They're getting vocal, want to stop. Roundtree stepping out of more tackles and spins to the 35-yard line, short of the first down. And it'll be 3rd and a long 2. As Roundtree is going to come out.
And they're in this situation. I'd love to see them continue to utilize their run game. You know, Drew Lock, athletic enough. You can use some zone read if you want to. Hold the defender if he collapses. Your offensive line's one of the best in the country. These are moments late in games you can count on them. Push people off the ball.
Lock rolling out on the bootleg, holding it, and he's got the first down. Drew Lock scampering to the sideline, moving the chains, keeping the drive alive for the Tigers.
We're just doing a really nice job out on the edge. He kept the ball up. He's looking downfield at Edison McGruder, the safety, like, I can still throw. You can't come get me just yet. I can still throw it. And that made McGruder just hang back a little bit. And that gave him that space to get that 2-3 yards needed for a first down.
Missouri was down 16 points at one point here in the second half. They have outscored the Cowboys 14-3 here in the fourth quarter. Tyler Beatty in the backfield. Lock pumps, lets it go, looking for Knox. Caught! That's a catch for Jalen Knox. And he is going to be down at the 7-yard line. Knox is slow to get up. But what a reception by Jalen Knox, the true freshman from Texas.
And Jalen Knox has really stepped up in this second half. Another double move. Let's see if he gets that left foot down before. Oh. Looks like he might have just gotten that foot down before Kobe Peel comes over.
The 3rd wide receiver now that is out of the game for Missouri.
Determined that the receiver did not complete the process of the catch.
Jacinto,
Therefore, it's an
now
incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 32-yard line. The clock is correct.
So it's going to be ruled incomplete. The call is reversed. No catch for Jalen Knox to add insult to his injury.
Now credit Kobe Peel for coming over. Like I said, like it looks like his left foot's going down and then that hit lifts him up and you don't see if his foot does or doesn't contact at the right foot drag. That play made by the true freshman Kobe Peel to just kind of lift him up off the ground.
True freshman against true freshman.
Both big time plays.
Yep. And this is one of the hardest hitting games you and I have seen this year. So now it is 2nd down and 10. Missouri thought they had it 1st down and goal to go from the 7. Blanton, the tight end, moves from right to left. Lock sprinting out, he'll keep it. And he'll get to the 25-yard line, 3rd down and 3. Kevin Henry on that tackle for the Cowboys. 3:01 to go.
Jonathan Johnson gonna have to step up here. You know, you got to anticipate as a play caller, you're probably going to get man. Jim Knowles has called a lot of it tonight. You're down a little bit at receiver. Going to get more bodies in the box. It could be all-out pressure here from Oklahoma State.
Mizzou needed a touchdown. That was nearly jumped. Incomplete. Lock wanted Johnson, but A.J. Green covered that well. 4th down.
They get a little sprint out. Here comes all-out zero blitz. But a change-up from Oklahoma State's secondary. They play in-and-out coverage. Green takes the guy that comes out. He takes Johnson out. And the other defender, the inside corner, takes the guy that goes to the corner route. Nice switch-up by Jim Knowles, anticipating that play call.
Well, this could be the ball game.
It's got to be Blanton or Jonathan Johnson getting this ball. Got to be.
Pressure. Caught. Johnson. First down, Missouri. He has been the go-to guy without Emmanuel Hall available in this game. Locke took a smack, but they get the first down.
Well, it's all out blitz again, and Locke knows that guy's coming unblocked. No one for him. Hangs in there and delivers the ball. Huge throw by the senior quarterback against all-out pressure. That's an NFL kind of moment, NFL kind of throw.
Roundtree. Down to the 11.
Oklahoma State's called timeout, yep.
Cowboys do use their last timeout. There's Barry Odom. 4 wins his first year, 7 his second year. They hand it to Roundtree, and it's going to be 3rd and 1. Colby Peel from that dilapidated secondary for Oklahoma State stepped up and made the tackle. There's Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys.
In this situation, Missouri likes to pound the ball with what I call power. Kind of bunch of down blocks on the front side, and then you'll pull somebody on the backside, kind of create a pulling hole. As they bleed this clock, they know it's 4-down territory.
Roundtree. It's going to be short. 4th down. And it's all going to ride on this next play.
If you're Missouri, just let this clock go down.
Here we go, 4th down and 1. Missouri already won 4th down conversion on this drive. Roundtree in the backfield. It will be Drew Locke. Tripped up. Did he get there? No. They're going to mark him well short. And Oklahoma State is going to take over.
That's good coaching. In that timeout by Oklahoma State's defensive coordinator Jim Knowles alerting, hey, be alert for Locke, and Colby Peel, the true freshman. 2 huge plays late in this ball game. Credit Oklahoma State. Great ball game. Their defense rose up to the challenge.
In the last 10 years, Oklahoma State 6-3 in bowl games. All the losses to SEC teams. But they're going to get an SEC win in this game
13
here today.
13 consecutive winning seasons. 13. That's incredible.
Taylor Cornelius, the walk-on, bided his time behind Mason Rudolph. Gets a chance to be the starter in his senior year. Wasn't a great year by Oklahoma State standards, but they're going to end on a high note here in Memphis. It's a 7-6 season. Barry Odom has Kelly Bryant coming in to play quarterback, but he really wanted to go out with a win for Drew Locke. It doesn't happen. They finish 8-5. Let's go down to Cart.
Coach, you smell like orange Gatorade.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Good stuff.
So proud of our kids and our coaches making the adjustments through the game. We lost a lot of players, lost 3 in the secondary. The other guys stepped up, played really good. Couldn't be any more proud of their effort and the way they competed.
Your quarterback, Taylor Cornelius, he came to you as a 175-pound walk-on. He waited his turn. Sometimes in college football, patience isn't always there. Describe what he meant to your team today.
Well, you know, he made a State one time, but his guts and his willingness to compete along with the other players is special. The culture we have at Oklahoma State is just different. I love these kids. The coaching staff did a great job. Congrats to Missouri. They played their butt off, and the Liberty Bowl's been tremendous, but I'm so proud of our team.
13 straight winning seasons. Congratulations, and I got to tell you, Coach, the hair looks great wet.
Well, it sure does, but again, we've got great leadership, President Hargis and Coach Holder, our athletic director, and all the great fans, and they deserve a lot of the credit, but I'm just so proud of the way our guys competed.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, thank y'all.
Great job, Clark. Great finish here in Memphis, 38-33 in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. We now go to the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. So long from Memphis.